Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duck Bricks. I'm Chris, and just today, the new LEGO Lunar New Year set 80113 Family Reunion Dinner, retailing for $130, has just been revealed, and this may be one of the best Lunar New Year LEGO sets yet. Now, a few months ago, I got the chance to go to LEGO headquarters in Billund, Denmark, and get hands-on with this brand new 2024 LEGO set, and even get a chance to interview the designer of the set itself. And so, without further ado, let's go over and see how the set was introduced to all of us as LEGO fan media over at Fan Media Days in Billund, Denmark.
Lead for Monkey Kid and the Spring Festival. And today I would like to show you one of our upcoming Spring Festival sets. I can talk a lot, but perhaps we should just dive right into it. So for 2024, something took over. We have this. Sorry. What we have here is a new take on kind of the very first CTF set or Spring Festival set did with the family dinner, and we kind of wanted to celebrate that again. So we're doing this family reunion dinner. So we have the entire family as part of the minifigure setup or a lineup, but this time in a two-tier, bigger Chinese restaurant. So for minifigures, as I said, we have the entire family, so granddad and grandma, and the husband and wife, and the two kids. And then we have staff. So we have like the older servant and clerk or the reception. We have the chef ready to do some cooking in the kitchen, and we have a younger servant. Then we have our younger couple that has also been seen in some of our previous Spring Festival sets. And last but not least, we have our we call the tourist or like a more generic girl, kind of exploring the fantastic scene of this scenario. So diving into the model, it comes in two tiers and actually also a rooftop. On the rooftop we have this small setting, kind of thought of as a romantic outdoor Lunar New Year romantic dinner for the couple. It might be a bit cold, so there's a patio heater. We have some Lunar New Year decorations. We have an updated lantern with a dragon decoration, as next year will be the year of the dragon. Some flowers, and then there is this small recess with some fireworks. We can, a bit inspired by modular buildings, we can take the roof off and let it just turn it over. So I'll take this out. And then on the inside here, on second tier, we have again the big round family dinner table with various food and chopsticks and decorations. It also comes with a new round 1x1 tile with a noodle decoration. That one will also come in other sets, but this one actually features 7 of them, so good purchase there. And then it also comes with a karaoke corner, and the karaoke machine. As you can see, the dad is all crazy about karaoke, can be taken out for the play. Lastly but not least, a small toilet or bathroom for cleaning.
There's a new windows.
And again, we can take this off. And here on the back side, or in the ground level, we have a reception area. We can remove this to access further play in the reception area. The reception area also features a fish tank with both exterior and interior view. And then we have this staircase up to the first floor. And we have the kitchen. It comes various equipment, stove, some picking duck for preparation. And Yeah, that's
making me hungry.
Interior. Exterior, we have a lot. Tried to put in a lot of small details, like Chinese lunar calligraphy decoration. There's a flower market, which is also super important. There's a small fruit stand that actually comes with a novelty element for us, which you also see in, I think you saw in the monkey kit with our peach element. And then, yeah, here on the outside, the fish tank as mentioned. Last but not least, it also comes with a dim sum card, both for interior and exterior play, and then an exterior food cart or food truck. A minifigure I did not mention is our dragon festive guy. So we also come kind of as the tradition with this new molded helmet with a dragon helmet or dragon mask. So that's part of that's one of the novelty elements for this set, together with Peach. And then, as you can see, we have created this new window piece to go a bit more in the Chinese Asian style than compared to the old Ninjago one. But they are compatible, so all lines in them are actually aligned, so you can put them together to create more patterns or bit patterns. I think that is it. It is, when I look at it, as far as I can see, this will element-wise be the biggest, not in size, but elements. It will be the biggest Spring Festival SKU to date, with 1,823 elements, 13 minifigures, 7 new minifigure decorations, 2 new novelty decorations in the set, and yeah, as I said, the novelty elements, dragon helmet, the peach, and the window, and there are 19 of these in the set.
Nice. All right, well, now that we've heard the introduction, I think it's time to go into a one-on-one, in-depth interview with the designer of this amazing LEGO set to take a look at one of the most interesting new sets coming out next year, and definitely a lot of people's favorites that we were shown at the event. And so, let's go. Yeah, okay, so this is obviously the Chinese restaurant. Is that the official name, or what's it called?
Like a family reunion dinner.
Family reunion dinner. Okay. Is there anything you wanted to tell us about the model to start, or just go into questions? Happy to do things however you want.
I think if unless you need a recap from the overall presentation, let's just go into questions, and I can add a thing here and there and a personal perspective. So. Okay,
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I would love to take a look closer at the interior.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my goodness, I love those noodle one by one.
Yeah, they're really nice.
I think the first question I would have is that obviously this kind of the Lunar New Year or the Spring Festival set started off as actually the Asia exclusives. And of course, once there was so much demand for it to be made available, I was very lucky enough, coincidentally, to be traveling in Asia when the first ones came out. And so I was like, glad I booked this trip. I had no idea they were coming. No. But obviously they've seen tremendous success, and they're, in my opinion, some of the best sets that release every year. I'm consistently blown away. So now we have what is the largest one, you said, by piece count, is that correct?
Yeah.
So was that a decision made, I guess, based on the popularity of the sets themselves, and you figured you could continue to push it further, or did it just happen this way?
It basically just happened because you could say it's the same price point as the parade. And you could say in volume the parade is bigger. Yeah, I think it is actually just the type of elements I use for decoration. You could say like using the ingots for the roof. That you could say that adds a lot of elements quite fast, right? So that is part of it. So no, it was not. You can say it was not something I strived for. Well, it's always fun if you can beat Justin a bit on it. no, but it was. Say for me, it was more. yes, I wanted to pack a lot of like small, nice, intricate details, but for me it's also very much about the storytelling,
Of course.
and the role play in the set. So really catering for doing all these small like minifigure role plays with some the various traditions around the Chinese New Year and the spring festivals, and so I you would say I wasn't really that that focused on element count. It was more a happy accident, so to speak.
Absolutely. So I see that obviously looking at the minifigures, you've brought back that original family from the very first set, but with a little bit of an updated graphic design. You've got like the hairstyles, the new one from the BTS set. I'm kind of curious, was it always the idea to center the set around that same family coming together and having dinner again? I'm assuming by the name of the set that maybe that was the intent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was, and we say also we also have the couple is also a recurrence.
That's right.
We kind of like that because it speaks very well into the whole idea of both the set, but you can also just the Chinese or the Asian traditions surrounding the New Year, right? Which is very much tied into bringing the family together, basically, sometimes from far off, right?
Yeah.
And really spent that time together. So I thought it made really good sense that it was kind of the original family that we kind of say. It's a nice homage to some of the original sets, right? Not that there is like the specific anniversary or that is the intention, but it was just like the whole idea of the family really went well with the idea of this set.
Makes sense, and I'm already seeing a ton of references to a lot of the other sets. You've got like the one there, and then it looks like what MK and May FaceTiming or something like that, which is so cute. And I mean, I'm just loving. Is that supposed to be the Heavenly Realms gate?
You're sure?
Okay, I was like, looks like that.
Yeah, there are four. There are two MK Easter eggs, and
there's
just found them.
Ollie the Dragon, Legoland.
Dragon. And then we also have two referring to our two current Easter eggs, but I think I'll give you the benefit of moving this.
That's the parade, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, so it's a picture of the chef and his son visiting the parade, and then you have one of the friends there.
That is so cool. Oh my goodness. I've actually got that mounted at my house on the wall, so that's actually literally quite like how I have it. So that's actually really cool.
That's nice.
To get that as a sticker.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is phenomenal set design. I guess the next question I would have is that we have this new element that's been developed that's kind of a more, as you said, like a Chinese-inspired window. Oh, very cool. So I'm curious with the development of this piece. I saw it already used in one of the Monkey Kid sets that we saw earlier. I'm guessing that maybe Ninjago might get their hands on this in the future, or it feels like something that could be used. So my question is, with development of elements like these that are obviously meant to interface very well with like the 2017 Ninjago movie element, is that something that was developed specifically for this theme? Was it a more initiative across all of the maybe more Oriental-inspired Lego sets to incorporate? How did that work?
It was developed from say our project and from our wish.
Nice.
But it was definitely also some where we were in dialogue with both Ninjago and also, as you said, other themes like LEL and that does, you would say, like Asia Pacific sets, to see if there was an interest in it. But you would say the element as such belongs to our project or is rooted in our project.
Okay.
So but can of course also be used. But the idea was, you say, and it is like minor details, but it is to do something that is more, you say, China, Asia, aesthetically correct, where you say the Ninjago one
maybe more Japanese,
exactly,
with the circles versus the squares.
But they work seamlessly together. It actually, it's quite nice, but we tried out a lot of different ideas, and also in looking into, I use it both horizontally and vertically.
Inside,
but also we looked at other, you say, footprint for it. Should it be this element, or should it be a taller element? Should it be a window framed element?
Sure.
We tried out a lot to find out what would kind of work best for us overall, but also for the sets we had in mind in our monkey kit and assortment for 24.
That makes sense. I mean, this is a beautiful element.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love this so much. I can't wait to get a ton off of Pick a Brick and just go crazy with buildings and stuff. So I guess the next question is, so this is obviously the only Lunar New Year set that's been revealed so far, but it has a big focus on that dragon. And we do have the iconic dragon head integrated into the set itself. Can you speak a little bit more into the process of creating these animal heads, which feel very much like they could originate from something like, say, collectible minifigures that does the animal costumes, but they really, I feel like these sets in particular get a really specialized development for these. When did that sort of begin in terms of wanting to create these specialized heads, and what was the process of just determining the look and feel for this one?
When is a good question, because it's before my time, you know.
Sure,
it's not that long time ago I was an avatar, but no, that's a good question. But you can, you're not the first to ask into this, and also in relation to the collectible minifigures and why not use those, and that comes again very much down to Chinese aesthetics.
Right.
So like a Chinese dragon is so different to a Western style dragon, and what you can say the collectible minifigures is more and also they're more in line with a Western dragon, you know, with wings, and where the Chinese dragon is different. So that's kind of why we wanted to give it a new treatment and give something that say spoke more to the Chinese audience, but both that. But you say, because that is, at least for me, that is one thing. Is of course we want to make. You say this is something that is rooted in especially Chinese culture. So of course I want to do it right, and I want to do something that is appreciated by the Chinese audience. At the same time, I also think that if this is something that you can say can show the culture and show the beauty of China to the Western audience, then for me that's definitely a double win, right?
Oh, 100%,
Yeah, so I think that is also why it's important that we go the extra miles of doing that one instead of just taking the
something from collectible.
Yeah, that is not like 100% correct, but then you say let's
this is really special.
Exactly.
So one thing that you talked about when you were introducing the set was that obviously with the stacking floors, you were inspired greatly by the modular buildings and trying to integrate something like that. For certain of the other Lunar New Year sets, we have gotten actual modular compatibility, as you like the gardens and whatnot. Was there ever a consideration to make this modular compatible, or was it because of the very unique footprint with the rounded front, were you, from the very get-go, inspired by modulars, but not necessarily immediately compatible?
Yes, there was, because you can say my initial version and sketch were somewhat different. I could say I actually started out with a design that was fully closed.
Oh. Okay.
But it just I felt because I said I love the modular buildings, but you can say with having. The problem with having a building with four sides is that then when you have hands my size, right, then you're kind of limited in the play, and I thought that was kind of a shame. So I tried I did one that actually had the same idea of you can remove the levels on the main part, and then you had a part that was more of a lid that you can then open up, and it actually made like a really nice. If you open it up and then put it on display, it was we say a bit like the Mos Eisley. It was kind of it looked really nice.
That's really cool. Yeah.
But the play that I could put into the back part was so limited that I felt it was kind of lost, or I would say wasted, and I could put that
like why not use the budget towards actual details?
Exactly, and storytelling and nice details on the outside, and then. For various reasons, I just wanted to do this, you say, more organic. You say where the base plates are nice and it's a nice start to start on. Yeah. But it's also you just get this slab, and I thought I want to I want to play, and also just that
Sure.
it is not a modular building. It is,
Yeah,
but
it's
but
your own thing.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but it was definitely something that was, you would say, that kind of circled in and out of the different iterations.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
I mean, clearly, I think one thing that really stood out to me about the set and stood out to everyone around the room is when you told us the retail price of $100 US. That was like, oh my goodness, you managed to pack.
Yeah.
I mean, all these minifigures and this incredible build, you could hear that everybody
was
completely blown away. So I feel like you definitely hit a perfect spot of wow, this is amazing value for what you get, and it really is. Honestly, one of the first times in my memory that LEGO's really ever done a Chinese restaurant as a LEGO set. We got kind of the backdrop for LEGO Dimensions with the Ghostbusters reboot, but really this is a dedicated Chinese restaurant, which makes me so happy because I love food and it's just so cool to see this.
Same here. Huge passions for architecture and food, so
there you go. Perfect.
It was a given for me, right?
So I gotta ask, out of all the food maybe bits that you've included in the set, in your regular life, what's your favorite? Like you've got dim sum here, you've got noodles, you've got like dumplings and whatnot. What's your favorite?
The only thing I get in daily life due to having kids and a wife that are a bit picky eaters, and also availability here in Denmark are probably the noodles.
Okay.
But having been in China a couple of times now for testing. I must say, I love dim sum, and my wife likes the gyoza, so the Japanese food. We're crazy about them. Nice. But I love the hot pot in Chengdu. So really, spice and stuff. That was amazing. So I
perfect.
still want to go back to that.
I've been to China many times, and like you capture the details of that, like lazy Susan rolling table in the middle as well, and just that cozy feeling.
You've got the spinning. That is so perfect.
It like brings you back. Actually, it's very well made.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I guess speaking of doing testing in the Chinese markets, one thing that I've always been very curious about is that, again, these were initially, I guess the line at least began as supposed to be kind of exclusive to Asian markets. And I'm just curious, from what you've seen, what has the reception been? Because I know amongst the AFOL community, of course, everybody loves the Spring Festival sets. But has the reception been even greater in China? Is it something that you feel has a greater impact in certain regions of the world? Or is it something that you feel is kind of equally appreciated all around the globe?
It's actually, it is very well received in China, and also there's an appreciation of what we do and our willingness or our passion to portray Chinese culture.
Absolutely.
That is truly appreciated, because but it is also that is also what makes it tricky, right? Because you have to hit the target. You have to do it right. If you step a bit to the side or something, then it will. We can definitely see at the test. It will be commented on right away. But that's also why I find this like so inspiring and so interesting to do. Also for me to learn about the culture. That said, I would actually say it is overall globally recognized and appeal. And I guess what we can see is that it has a lot to do with Chinese expats and immigrants. So we perform really well in like Americas and stuff like that, and of course that makes sense, and it also actually for me it means a lot that of course we also have a big fan base in US, but we can also see that we have like Chinese families buying this, and for me, if that means that this is kind of a stepping stone for them to tell their kids about the roots, the culture, the background. I think that is amazing. That is truly learning through play, right? And
absolutely,
I really like that. And on the other hand, what I also hope to do, and we can do a bit with this, is also appeal to a Western audience and showing the beauty of the Chinese culture and give them a bit of a sense of how amazing this culture and is overall.
100%. I mean, honestly, this model, I mean, this whole line means a lot to me because as like a Chinese American, seeing these sets actually come out and celebrate culture and stuff like that, that was when I first saw these sets. I think it was December 2019 or something. I just remember the feeling of, wow, this is so cool how it's like actually sets which Lego hadn't even done really before up until that point. So really, honestly amazing, and thank you for all the hard work on sets like these. It means a lot. I have to ask, the 1932, is that the Lego, is that a reference for the 90 years of, okay, the Lego founding.
So,
perfect.
Exactly.
Do you have any like new colors, new elements?
Yeah, there are a couple. And again, I'm a bit in doubt. Because this one existed in our library, but whether it was actually ever made into a set or whether it was just created by another project and then dropped. But I had to revive it.
That's
it's the ball with the shaft.
I don't think that we've ever gotten that in orange before. I'm gonna check on Brickwork, but I don't think so.
And then I have I can't remember if it is a 1x10 or 1x12 plate in the nougat color.
Oh, that's gonna be useful.
And then I also have, and again, I can't remember if it's the upwards or downwards facing bracket, but I have to color change that to brown.
Downwards?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Maybe I could be wrong, but that's really cool to see. I guess speaking of color scheme, I'm kind of curious, how did you decide upon the color scheme for the set? Were there alternate color schemes that you considered, or was it always going to be something that was this kind of dark green and golds and dark reds and tans and whatnot?
There were a lot of iterations on it. Many, and it also started in I had roof colors that was more colorful. And we tried out a lot of different stuff, but you would say this is and this was done very much in collaboration with our colleagues in the hub in Shanghai. That is because they're kind of my unofficial IP partner, right? Because when I was in Star Wars, I knew a lot about Star Wars, right? But then coming and same with Avatar and Jurassic, right? But then coming into this, it was like a whole new territory. You would say, as I said, just to really make it kind of bad, we said, all I know about China is what I know about Japan, and that is really because I've been very passionate about Japanese culture, and then stepping into it and thinking, it's probably some of the same, right? It's just like, that's such a wrong start. So it's really saying, I'm going in here, and I'd rather go in and say, I know nothing, teach me, help me, right? So I've really used our colleagues, also Xiaodong, of course, our concept designer, but I also used our colleagues in Shanghai a lot for sparring and for asking for references and for feedback, and we've done that a lot, and then especially now, being able to go out there and meet them a couple of times, that makes a huge difference. And I think you will also see it both in this,
you can see it,
but also in the future stuff that it's improving a lot.
Okay.
When did you stand into?
Oh sure, is that okay?
Sure. So I think I segued a bit now.
Oh no, I mean we did try a lot of different color variations and then kind of ended up on this one. That makes sense. I have to say, just now I'm seeing the backs of the minifigures, and I'm seeing that classic space with the dragon. Honestly, this is just such a good Easter egg. I love that so much. And one thing that I'm really continuously impressed by with stuff like the festival sets like these are the amount of dedicated prints and new torsos and legs and facial expressions that get done. And while obviously I think Lego as a design philosophy for minifigures has kind of steered a little bit away, at least for the yellow skin standard minifigures, from depicting certain races, it really does feel to me that there maybe was a little bit of influence in terms of like how can we depict maybe more Asian inspired characters. And I'm curious if you can talk a little bit more about the graphic design process of bringing these characters to life, introducing new face prints, new torso prints. What is that process like?
Well, you say actually for this one there's actually only one novelty face, and that's the dad.
Oh yeah.
All the others are existing, so they are from like previous like sets, and both across Spring Festival, but also
there's like a Spring Festival kid face there. Yeah.
So for the minifigures here, it's mainly the Torso decos that there are a lot of new ones. But yeah, you can say here we kind of we are still going with the classic minifigure
aesthetic.
Yeah, but and I guess it also ties into it being, you say, a homegrown IP where we usually do that. In regards to the decisions around the graphics, I'd say that's kind of we need Paul or Shadok on that one. That's kind of out of my knowledge space. Sorry.
No worries. I mean, thank you so much for talking through this set. Honestly, a phenomenal model, really, truly beautiful. And I guess, Robert, did you have anything else you wanted to ask?
No, I just think that Chris mentioned this before, but just the price to amount you get ratio, it's just so good.
So I noticed that you've actually integrated a bit of a flower stand in here as well, at least for the first part of the building. Was that something that you wanted to include from the start? Is that something culturally that you felt would be interesting to include? Or maybe did you have any other ideas for what you could do with this space?
No, it was actually, well, you say the layout was a bit different, and initially some of them was like kind of like smaller sub builds and side builds. But it was I can't remember if the idea for the flower market started here in Billund or in Shanghai, but it was something that we kind of, that again, we wanted to populate it and put as many of, you would say, as many of the symbols or activities that are kind of circulates around the New Year, the Chinese New Year, put them into it, and there, we say, the flower market was one of them, and it was also a nice way to add a bit of detail and add some color, and it just like in regards to like the wall color and do something a bit different. So it was a bit. It started off a bit different, but then it kind of tied into that it worked there when I kind of ended up with this footprint for the building.
Okay, well, I think it looks like we're at time. Got to get to our next interview, but thank you so much for doing this. Seriously, really means a lot. Great to meet you in person. Alright, and with that we have summed up our look at one of the latest LEGO Lunar New Year sets. Of course, there is one more set coming out as well, which is the Auspicious Dragon Sculpture. Looks absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, it looks like one of the best sets of the year already, and it's one of the first ones of the year as well as a couple of other smaller stuff like GWPs, and of course, the Monkey Kid set, which was also revealed, coming out to kind of celebrate the Spring Lantern Festival. But I hope you enjoy this look at a brand new LEGO set coming out next year. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this model? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And do you think it actually stacks up compared to many of the other LEGO Lunar New Year sets? Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon, and bye for now.